In the last episode, I promised that I would explain how awareness is the beginning of internal strength. Allow me to start with this. For the last 26 years, I studied health. I understood nutrition, I understood movement, I built physical strength, and I was definitely resilient. But there was something I didn't understand. I didn't understand how much my life was being shaped by things I couldn't see. So when I discovered I had an 80% blockage in one of the most important arteries in my heart, it changed more than my health. It changed the questions I began asking. And I kept wondering, why don't we notice the things that matter most until they become a problem? Maybe you have asked yourself, similar questions. Why didn't I see, for example, this relationship falling apart? Why didn't I notice how stressed I had become? Why do I know what to do, yet still don't do it? Why do I perform differently under pressure than I do in practice? One realization changed everything for me. The things we don't see are often the things we don't take care of. Yet those invisible things quietly shape our health, our decisions, our relationships, and ultimately our lives. My artery didn't become blocked overnight, neither do our patterns. They develop quietly over time, often beneath our awareness. That's why I no longer see awareness as simply as a personal development tool. To me, I believe awareness is one of the greatest forms of prevention we have, because we cannot care for what we never notice. And that realization completely changed how I think about awareness. Most people think awareness simply means paying attention. I don't. I believe awareness is our ability to recognize the invisible relationships that have been influencing us all along. Most of us spend our lives thinking about ourselves. Very few of us spend time listening to ourselves. Because the most valuable conversations don't happen in your mind alone. They happen when your mind and body begin listening to each other. Think about what happens when you are under pressure. Your breathing changes, your voice changes, it goes up or down, your muscle tightens, your attention narrows. Sometimes you even stop breathing without even realizing it. Sometimes you react before you think. Sometimes you say something that doesn't truly represent who you are. None of those things actually happen in isolation. They are all connected. That's why I believe internal strength begins with awareness. Without awareness, internal strength cannot be built. Why? Because you cannot strengthen a relationship you don't know exists. That became one of the greatest lessons of my own journey. Awareness reveals the relationship, internal conditioning strengthens it. That's the difference. So, what is internal strength? I don't believe it's toughness, I don't believe it's pushing harder, and I don't believe it's simply becoming more resilient. To me, internal strength is the quality of the relationships within you. The relationship between your mind and your body, the relationship between your breath and your voice, the relationship between your beliefs, your values, and your actions, the relationship between your awareness and your response. Because once you are aware, you can respond differently, not just from your mind, but from your whole body. You develop a whole body voice. Whether you're an athlete, you're a leader, a parent, or simply someone trying to become healthier. We've spent most of our lives building external strength. Think about it: muscles, knowledge, achievements. And yes, all of them matter, but what if they aren't enough on their own? What if their greatest strength you could ever build isn't your muscle, isn't your knowledge, isn't even your resilience? What if the greatest strength and results you could ever build are based on the quality of the invisible relationships within you? The relationships that determine now how you think, how you feel, how you communicate, how you lead, how you show up when life asks the most out of you. That's what I believe internal conditioning is really about. Building strength from the inside out. Because awareness is where that strength begins. And maybe this week, instead of asking yourself, what do you need to do more of? Ask yourself a different question. What invisible relationship within me needs my awareness today? Because that question just might change everything. Next week, I will share how I began turning awareness into practice and the methods that became part of my own internal conditioning journey. Until then, take care of your heart, because every great performance begins with the relationship you have with yourself.